aligns with the fiscal and developmental policies of the federal government and the Renew Hope agenda. In addition, the budget proposal takes into consideration the 2025-2028 Economic Recovery Growth Plan, as well as key assumptions of the 2026 Appropriation Act of the federal government.
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has transmitted the 2026 budget proposal of the Federal Capital Territory Administration to the Senate for legislative consideration. The proposal was formally presented during Tuesday's plenary by Senate President Godswill Akpabio, who read the President's communication on the floor of the upper legislative chamber. In the letter, President Tinubu explained that the FCTA budget was prepared in accordance with statutory provisions guiding the administration of the Capital Territory and designed to align with the federal government's fiscal framework and development priorities. Following its presentation, the Senate referred the proposal to the Committee on Rules and Business for further legislative processing and scheduling for debates.
In line with the Act, the budget proposal has been prepared on the basis of the FCTA's revenue and expenditure forecast. It aligns with the fiscal and developmental policies of the federal government and the Renew Hope agenda. In addition, the budget proposal takes into consideration the 2025-2028 Economic Recovery Growth Plan, as well as key assumptions of the 2026 Appropriation Act of the federal government. The FCTA is prioritizing improvement in healthcare delivery, job creation, youth empowerment, social welfare services, education infrastructure, and increased productivity in agriculture in order to lift a significant number of citizens out of poverty in the Federal Capital Territory.
In a separate communication, the President also requested expedited Senate approval for 8 nominees across 4 key federal institutions. Among them is renowned tax policy expert Taiwo Oyedele, whose ministerial nomination was forwarded to the Senate for prompt consideration. Lawmakers subsequently referred the request to the Committee of the Whole for legislative action. Senate President Akpabio also read another letter conveying the President's appointment of Mainsara Ilo as Executive Secretary and Chief Executive Officer of the Nigeria Anti-Doping Center for an initial 4-year tenure. In addition, the President submitted nominations for confirmation as commissioners of the Nigeria Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission. Former Rivers lawmaker Magnus Abe was nominated as chairman of the commission alongside Josie Yaro and Sunday Adebayo as non-executive commissioners. The nominations were subsequently referred to the relevant Senate committees for screening and confirmation.
The Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended. I'm pleased to forward to the Senate for confirmation the nomination of Mr. Taiwo Oyedele as Minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. While I hope that this request will receive expeditious consideration of the Senate, please accept, distinguished Senate President, the assurances of my highest regards. Yours sincerely, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Meanwhile, plenary was briefly adjourned in honor of the late Senator Babarinada Mpigi, who represented Rivers Southeast Senatorial District in keeping with the National Assembly's tradition of paying tribute to departed lawmakers. Lawmakers observed a moment of respect before proceedings continued.